Hey everybody, welcome back to Investing with Wesley. Today's episode, I want to talk to you about cryptocurrencies and the truth behind them and how you should look at them and how you should invest in them. Let's get into it. Now, for starters, I want to say that cryptocurrencies should be treated as a hedge against inflation and fiat currencies and not as a get-rich-quick way of investing. Me personally, I look at cryptocurrencies the exact same way I look at gold, silver, and other commodities. Now, as mentioned a second ago, the reason gold, silver, Bitcoin, as well as other commodities is a great way to hedge against inflation and fiat currency is because they have inherent value. As an example, you could take a gold bar pretty much anywhere in the world and people are going to know that it is valuable and you'll be able to purchase or trade things for it. That is not the case for fiat currency or government currency like the US dollar or any other country's currency. If you take a Mexican peso all the way into Africa, into Zimbabwe, and try and pay for things with a Mexican peso, they're going to look at you like you're crazy and that you're trying to steal from them. Because in Zimbabwe, there is no value to the Mexican peso. Treating crypto as an investment, you should treat it as a commodity, just like I mentioned. But treating crypto as a currency, as an actual dollar amount, that's something you could buy things with, it is a great way to protect against the inflation of your country's fiat currency. As an example, every year the US dollar gets 2% less valuable, meaning it takes more and more dollars to pay for the exact same item as the years progress. Whereas things that protect you from inflation keep their value. As an example, if I spent $1 buying 1 ounce of gold, then the following year, that ounce of gold will no longer be $1. It'll be $1.02 because of inflation. The US dollar has become 2% less valuable. Or you could also look at it like the gold has become 2% more valuable because it rises in price instead of decreases in price. Now, although I said cryptocurrencies are a great way to hedge yourself against inflation of fiat currencies, not all cryptocurrencies are equal and not all of them can do that. A perfect example of a cryptocurrency that can do that, however, is Bitcoin. Instead of governments printing money and causing inflation, Bitcoin has a set amount. There is only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoins in the world. So because there is a limited supply and they have inherent value, they are by definition deflationary and go up in value because there's a limited supply of them and we cannot create any more. Now, I know you're probably thinking to yourself, well, someone created these 21 million Bitcoins. Who's stopping them from creating more? Well, you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, if someone creates something, they could always create more of the same thing. However, we have no idea who created Bitcoin. So even if governments wanted to pressure them to create even more, we wouldn't even know where to start looking. When it comes to Bitcoin, we do have a name of the creator. The name of the creator of Bitcoin is Satoshi Nakamoto. But the problem is that there is no other source of identification other than that name. Even if you went to different countries' databases like the United States Social Security and searched up that name, there is no one tied to that name. This name is completely made up and we have no idea who the real creator is. So because we don't know really who created it and we can't press them to create more of it, there is a limited supply, it is considered rare, and it is considered valuable. So when it comes to Bitcoin as a commodity, it honestly beats out pretty much any other commodity out there, including gold, as far as its appreciation and value. Because gold is a metal that we mine from Earth, there's no way of knowing exactly how much gold there is in Earth. Therefore, it's not as rare as Bitcoin is. If you look at the last couple of years' charts of the price value between gold and Bitcoin, you can see that the value for Bitcoin is way higher than the value for gold. As an example, in 2018, gold was trading for about $1,268 per ounce. And in present day, gold is currently trading for $1,844 per ounce. So it has gone up in value in the last couple of years, about 45%. But if we look at the exact same time scale of Bitcoin, it shadows gold. In 2018, Bitcoin was worth $6,200 per coin. In current day, Bitcoin is worth around $34,000 per coin. That is a gain of over 550%, which completely shadows the 45% increase we saw in gold. Now, obviously, none of those gains are guaranteed to repeat themselves or keep going at the current trajectory. These are just past historical events that don't guarantee future results. And anyone that looks at the long-term price chart of Bitcoin will know exactly how volatile it is. It is crazy volatile, whereas gold remains somewhat consistent in its growth. So what makes a good hedge against inflation? What makes Bitcoin, gold, and all these other commodities worth investing in? And why should we? Well, as mentioned earlier, commodities have inherent value. Whether it's a barrel of oil, a loaf of bread, a bar of gold, a bar of silver, it doesn't really matter what your item is, it has inherent value, meaning you could trade that item anywhere in the world. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, Bitcoin is just a random thing created out of thin air. What gives that value? Other than that, it's rare. Well, yes, there could be rare things out there that aren't valuable whatsoever. The reason Bitcoin has such value behind it is because of how much energy it takes to mine Bitcoin. Now, what gives Bitcoin its real value is exactly how much energy it goes into mining each Bitcoin. And after every time a coin is mined or an algorithm is solved, the next one becomes exponentially harder. So because there's 21 million of them, in the beginning, they weren't very hard to mine for, but because they become harder and harder and harder and require even more energy to mine, that is where the value is. The value that people see in Bitcoin is the energy cost it takes to mine Bitcoin. And let me just explain to you exactly how much energy it takes to mine Bitcoin. Currently, the global amount of energy that is used to mine for Bitcoin is equivalent to the energy consumption of the entire country of the Czech Republic. So you can see that there is a lot of energy going into mining these coins, so much so that it equates to an entire country's worth of energy. This is where people get the value for Bitcoin, and this is what makes Bitcoin in particular a commodity when it comes to cryptocurrencies and a good storehold of value. But like I mentioned earlier, that is not the case for other cryptocurrencies. A good example for a cryptocurrency that does not act as a commodity whatsoever or hold any value is something called Dogecoin. Dogecoin, admittedly, on their website was created as a joke, and there is no limit to the amount of Dogecoins that the creator can produce. So it is not rare, it is inflationary because they can produce as much as they want, and there is no value to Dogecoin because you don't need to mine it or do anything to earn it. It is just there for you to purchase as a novelty. With that being said, there's only about 4 cryptocurrencies that I'm currently investing in that I actually see real value in. The first one is obviously the most popular one, and that is Bitcoin. The next one is Ethereum, and Ethereum isn't necessarily a coin or a good storehold of value like Bitcoin is. But when it comes to the world of cryptocurrencies, pretty much everything runs on the Ethereum network. So as cryptocurrencies across the globe become more and more popular and more mainstream, every coin is being traded and operated using the Ethereum network, which gives value to the Ether, to the Ethereum coin. Similar to the commodity of oil, where everything that operates on a road, like a vehicle or anything like that, operates using petroleum products. Everything in the world of crypto operates using the Ethereum network, giving it some sort of inherent value. The last 2 cryptocurrencies are something called Ripple Coin and Stellar Lumens. Both of these are open networks for moving money. Think of Stellar Lumen and the Ripple Coin as processes similar to PayPal or Cash App or Zelle, where you can send money to and from individuals extremely easy. The only difference between the two of them is that Stellar Lumens is designed to go from person to person, similar to PayPal and Cash App, whereas the Ripple coin is designed to go from bank to bank, like a wire transfer. But instead of taking a couple days to process, these things happen at the speed of light, giving them value for the same reason that Ethereum has value. As cryptocurrency becomes more mainstream and countries adopt these new ways of currencies, just like Ukraine did, the need for people to be able to transfer money at the speed of light using the Ripple coin or Stellar Lumens, depending on if you're person to person or bank to bank, the need for these operations is going to be great, giving inherent value, in my opinion, to Stellar Lumens and the Ripple coin. But as far as cryptocurrencies go, that is it. Those are the only four that I think are worthy of my money to invest in. And those are the only four that I really see real value in across the long-term time horizon. But I should also tell you that no significant portion of my portfolio is going to cryptocurrencies whatsoever. I treat them just like I treat commodities and handle them in my portfolio like I do anything else. Currently, in my portfolio, commodities only take up about 15% of my total portfolio, and that is commodities as a whole, not just cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies as a whole in my portfolio only take up about 5%. And the point of investing in commodities is simply, like I've been saying this entire video, to protect yourself from runaway inflation and as a storehold of inherent value. So in the case of a recession or downward market, commodities and hedges such as Bitcoin, gold, and silver will often do better because they are storeholds of value. With that being said, guys, I hope you got value from this video. I hope I helped shed some light on the truth of investing in cryptocurrencies and what to watch out for and what to look for when you're picking whatever cryptocurrency you want to invest in. With that being said, I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next episode.